school left my autistic daughter at Disney World, and she was found at a hotel with a random stranger. My daughter is 12. She has autism and trusts everyone she meets. That's just who she is. When her school announced a one-day Disney trip, she begged me for weeks. I finally said yes, but only after the principal personally promised a teacher would be with her every single second. I know what people are going to say, that I should have gone with her, that I should have kept her home if I had doubts. I've said all of that to myself 1,000 times, but I'm a single mom. I work at a hospital. I couldn't take the day off, and I trusted the school. That's the part that keeps me up at night. My daughter, I'll call her Maya, was diagnosed at 4. She's bright, funny, obsessed with animated movies and the color yellow. She remembers song lyrics after one listen. She has a laugh that fills a room. This trip wasn't just a field trip to her. It was like walking into her whole world. She talked about it for 2 months. She made a list of every ride she wanted to go on. She practiced standing in line at home because crowds are hard for her. Every morning she asked me, Mom, how many more days? I counted down with her every time. The school sent home a permission slip in October. I filled out every line, that Maya could not be left unsupervised, that she has difficulty recognizing unsafe situations, that she tends to follow adults without questioning them. I handed it back personally and asked her homeroom teacher to make sure the right people saw it. She smiled and said we'd be taken care of. I called 2 days before just to confirm. The vice principal told me 1 chaperone per 5 students. He said Maya would be with a teacher she already knew. He told me not to worry. I dropped her off at 6 a.m. She was wearing her yellow backpack. She had snacks and a laminated card with my phone number because her speech gets hard to understand when she's overwhelmed. I hugged her and told her to have the best day of her life. She said she would. She waved from the bus window until I couldn't see her anymore. I went to work. I checked my phone all day. By 7 p.m. I was anxious. The trip was supposed to end by 6. I texted her teacher. No response. I called the school. Voicemail. By 9 p.m. I was sitting in the school parking lot watching other parents pick up their kids and leave. I got out and started asking around. One teacher thought Maya had gotten on the bus. Another wasn't sure. Nobody seemed to think it was urgent. Then my phone rang. Orlando area code. It was the police. They had my daughter. She was safe, they said, but I needed to come immediately. She'd been found at a hotel, not a Disney property, with a man who had no connection to the school. I don't remember walking to my car. The next thing I clearly remember is being on the interstate doing 80, hands shaking so hard I could barely hold the wheel. My sister stayed on the phone with me the whole drive. I just needed a voice. I got to the police station after 1 a.m. The second Maya saw me, she ran. She buried her face in my chest and cried in a way I had never heard before. Not frustration, not a tantrum. Something quieter and much worse. She didn't say a word. I kept asking if she was okay. She just nodded and held on. The detective told me what they knew. A front desk employee had called 911 after something felt off. The man had checked in alone. He told staff Maya was his niece and her parents would arrive soon. The employee kept watching. Eventually she made the call. That woman saved my daughter's life. I will never stop meaning that. The man was arrested at the scene. He has a prior record. I'll leave it at that. Maya has not spoken since that night. 3 weeks. She gets up, eats a little, goes back to her room. Her tablet sits untouched. She won't watch her movies. She flinches when someone knocks on her door. I cry in my car every morning before work so she doesn't hear me. I went to the school 6 days later with the permission slip, my emails, and my phone records. I sat across from the principal, the vice principal, and a woman I'd never seen who I'm pretty sure was there for legal reasons. They were sorry, they said. They took full responsibility, they said. Then the vice principal slid a paper across the table. Their field trip policy. Students are expected to board return buses by the designated time. The school is not liable for students who miss the bus. I looked at him for a long time. I told him my daughter is 12. I told him she has a documented disability affecting her ability to recognize danger. I told him I did everything I was supposed to do. I told him a hotel employee with no obligation to anyone did more to protect my child in 5 minutes than his entire staff did in 14 hours. Then I told him I'd be talking to a lawyer. We have our second meeting next week. Maya has a trauma therapist appointment on Thursday. I'll be right outside that door. I trusted the wrong people once. That won't happen again.